What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today will be episode 2 of our National Park Quarter Collectors Folder, Hunt and Fill. I got back from vacation late Friday night, and on Saturday I was able to get 30 customer wrap rolls from my local Wells Fargo. That was the best I could do, unfortunately. Not a whole box. But I'm looking forward to getting into this folder. We've already got about 90% of it filled out with just 350 rolls previously searched, so let's jump into it. So before we get into any actual rolls, I did want to show you guys where we left the book. And this is kind of a large book, so I'll have to move it around a little bit. But as you can see here, we are looking mainly for our 2010 and 2011 coins in Philadelphia. We've got a couple here in 2012, and we've got one 2016 South Carolina. And we will have finished all of the Philadelphias in the National Park side of this album. Now, I did, if you saw episode 1, I did find a handful of coins that aren't in the book. I went ahead and threw them in this little envelope here, just so that in case I never did find these again, I would at least have these ugly ones that I could throw into the book. The Denver side is a little harder here in the Atlanta, Georgia area to fill out. You'll see we're missing a lot of coins across the Denver spectrum. That said, most of my Denver coins actually do look nicer than my Philly coins. I think the Denver Mint they just produce better coins than Philly, and that's probably why Philly has so many error coins that are out there. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start jumping into rolls, and I will bring you in if we find anything interesting like a variety or an error or a W or a silver or something like that. I won't bring you in every single time that we fill a hole in the album. Otherwise, this video will be an hour long. So let's get one roll open together here. I'll just get them laid out and see if anything jumps out at us. Do a quick hunt with you guys on camera here. So I don't see any silver. So right now I'm going to just quickly look through and see if we can find a W, and then I'll go back through these and see if we have any book fillers. Definitely want to look at that Homestead under the scope. Look at our 2022 Ps under the scope for our Drooling Georges. This one we're looking for the Bird's Nest. When we look at the back on that one. Let's see here. Is that another Philly? Another Philly. That's a Philly. Here's a 2010. I know we're looking for 2010s. We'll put that aside. Airman. I want to look at that one under the scope. Still looking for that burning building variety and that particular coin, that 2021 Airman. So many W opportunities. They're all Phillies. There's a nice 14. Somebody wrote on this River of No Return. Fortunately, it's a Philly. And nothing there on the Crossing the Delaware. Okay, well, I'll get those under the scope, and I will bring you guys in at our next find. So we're just 2 rolls in. I've already pulled a couple of 2010, well, a 2010, 2011, 2012, and I'm just pulling my nice 2019s and 2020s to see if I can upgrade any of those. But I wanted to bring you in. We're at the very tail end of roll number 2. I do have one of those 2015 Homestead quarters under the scope. It is, in my opinion, at least in the Philadelphia quarters, probably the easiest one to find DDRs and errors. Right now, we do have an error to show. It is the Leaky Bucket. You'll see the big die chip down here. See if I can get my mouse down here. There he is. You can see the little die chip here underneath the bucket. This coin's in pretty terrible shape. You can just see from all the dirt and grime and scratching and stuff in the coin. So I don't think I'm going to hang on to this one because I have so many of these. But that's what the Leaky Bucket looks like. The really pricey ones, you'll see the die chip here, and the die chip will actually extend all the way down here underneath the pump. So keep an eye out for that one. We're on roll number 6, and our potential book fills and upgrades are increasing. We do have a couple of Philly and Denver bicentennials that I've pulled, but I wanted to bring you in here. Roll number 6, we have our next real find here, and it is a San Francisco clad business strike. It's not a proof. The proof would be a mirror finish. And it is the 2017 Indiana George Rogers Clark. I'll put it up here with our homestead. We are on roll number 8, and I wanted to bring you in. We got something else really shiny here. When I first saw it, I was hoping it was going to be a W, but it turned out to be another San Francisco business strike. Let's see, it is the 2018 Georgia. Now, if you've been watching any of my previous quarter videos, these San Francisco business strikes have been cropping up in almost every hunt I do, and they're almost always 2017s and 2018s. The funny thing is, these are actually more rare than the W West Point minted quarters, but for some reason, there's just not a lot of value in them. But I still hang on to every one I find. So we're on roll number 10, and not a huge find. I did a post while I was in Arizona on vacation about these. I found one of the new women's quarters, but it was at Denver while I was out there near the Grand Canyon. This is the first Nina Otero Warren 2022 women's quarter that I have found coin roll hunting, and it is a filly. We're on roll number 11. I wanted to bring you in, since I found that really crazy cud error on the Wilma Mankiller quarters. I've been looking at eBay, and there's a couple other die chips out there that people are trying to sell. They're not worth a whole lot of money, but I have 2 of them that I want to just show you to compare and contrast. I think this is the regular one. If we look here in her hair, right about here, you will see that the hair looks normal. I have found another Mankiller quarter, and it's really minor, but I just wanted to show you. You can see there's a die chip right here in her hair. If I can find a comp on eBay for this exact die chip, I think people are probably trying to sell these for a couple $1, $2, maybe $3. But it is another die chip that you can find here on the Mankiller quarter. Well, that is the end of the hunt, and I've already gone through and picked out all of the coins that would be either book fillers or upgrades, and they're all along the top here. I'll go through those in a second. What we did pull for sort of errors or varieties, we did have that 2015 Homestead Leaky Bucket, which you can see under even basic magnification. Let me get in a little bit closer on this one. This was the Dr. Sally Ride, and if you look, you get a little closer, you can see we've got that big die chip in the corner of the mouth. That is the Drooling George. We find at least one of those in every hunt these days. Of course, we have, this is just a first find for me. Nothing special here, but it's one of the first ones of these I've found, and it is a filly. And of course, we showed off that very, very minor die chip in her hair, in Wilma Mankiller's hair. I don't think there's a lot of money in it. This isn't a particularly great coin, but just wanted to show it off. Outside of that, and I didn't bring you in for all of these either, but we had a 2017 San Francisco business strike. We had 2 of the 2018 Rhode Islands. Just zoom in this way. Here we go. We had a 2018 Georgia business strike, San Francisco, and we had a Wisconsin 2018 business strike, San Francisco. Outside of that, we did have 4 Philadelphia bicentennials. We had 6 Denver bicentennials. I do hang on to those and make rolls out of them. A couple of these are in pretty bad shape, so I'll toss them back. As for the book, I'll get these punched in and then bring you in and show you, but all of my 2010 book fillers are here, 2011s, 2012s, 2013s. I think I then jump up to 2014, then it goes to 2016, 18, I'm sorry, that's 17, 18, and 19. A lot of these ended up being Denver. In the earlier years, I think most of them were Philadelphia. Just to give you a look at the book, there's my Philadelphia pre-fill. I know we picked up this 2016 Philly, and we got a handful here in the Denver. And like I said, I'll get those all plugged in, and we can take a look together once they're in. So we're going to start with the Denver side of the book because I have a bunch of coins that I didn't want to push down because they're still in pretty bad shape. But you can see we filled in a lot of the holes. And really on this side, we're missing the 2017 DC because that one's kind of cruddy. and I am missing that 2019 San Antonio missions and a Denver. Over here, again, it's the kind of 2010 through 2012, and we're missing one 2013. Here's all the stuff that I'm going to keep pulled from the Denver side just because they're pretty bad, and I'm going to throw them in this little envelope. And that way, if I don't ever find them again, at least we have them in the envelope and we can come plug them into this book. So let me pull these out real quick. There were those 5. And then on the Pennsylvania side, we did really, really well in this hunt. Still missing, looks like about 6 over here between 2010 and 2012. Other than that, we have completed the entire book. So excited by this, and only $600 worth of quarters, we've been able to fill easily 90+% of this book. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I think it's a great activity if you've got little ones or it's a rainy weekend and you can get a hold of some rolls of quarters and a book like this, because it's not that hard to fill out. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It is episode 2. I figure probably 1 or 2 more episodes we'll get this book filled up, and then we'll have to go back and get the ones we're missing between 2005 and 2009, because I don't have those books yet. If you're new to the channel and you like coin roll hunts, please do head on down below this video, click that like button, click on that subscribe button, and then click on that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, I hope you enjoyed this. Also, drop down below, click that like button, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you guys are all doing well. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.